What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Tabletop Takeout Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me here, everyone. As you heard, I'm your buddy Big Johnny G, and I like tabletop gaming. I do a video every day of the week, 2 on Monday, a live playthrough on Friday night and Saturday night. I do this all for passion, for love. I don't get a penny off of this. I'm not monetized. I don't have any sponsors. Whew, this is, as far as I know, YouTube's only for a fun channel. So why don't you give us a subscription, hit, and show us a little bit of love just for that alone. But you really want the beef, the meat, why we're here. And I want to tell you about a game that we've been playing and I've been enjoying. So therefore you should have the opportunity to know about this. So why don't you join me down the table, my friends, and I will tell you why I've been enjoying the hell out of Fantasy Fluxx. Fantasy Fluxx. Wow, Looney Labs has kept me and my friends and my family entertained for years. With these Fluxx titles, there are so many of them. It's the same game. It's just a reskinning over and over again, and yet I love so many of them. Fantasy Fluxx, which just came out a couple of years ago, is one of the newest ones. I didn't even know about this. I just did a casual search to see if Dungeons & Dragons has been reskinned on the Fantasy Fluxx into Fluxx lately, and I ran into Fantasy Fluxx. So why don't we talk about why I've ended up enjoying this game so much? Now, first of all, you can't enjoy any of the Fluxx games without enjoying what Fluxx itself is, which is one of the world's most simple games, yet most difficult to win. It's real easy. You get a small hand, and then the rule is draw a card and play a card. And that's it. You don't even have a goal to win when the game starts. Those are cards, goal cards, that are played by you and the other players during the course of the game. And they can be played. A new goal comes out, the old one goes away. So you never know from turn to turn whether you have a winning hand or not, because the game is always in a state of flux. Now, as far as the specifics for this game goes, taking a fantasy concept and putting it on top of the Fluxx idea, which is they've reskinned this 1,000 times, and so many of them are awesome. They got several different for Star Trek, like original series, Next Generation. I think there's a Deep Space Nine one as well. You have Monty Python, Wizard of Oz, Zombies, Cthulhu, Star Flux. There are so many of them, and they all seem to work. And this one, taking the fantasy idea, is absolutely hysterically fun. Now, everything, even the art, even looking at the art on the box, it inspires me, because it makes me think of, like maybe the art on a video game box, or maybe a 90s fantasy comic book style art. That's the sensation, the feeling that I get when I look at this box. So right from the get-go, even the artwork on the box is telling you how epic this game is going to be. The Fluxx games are designed to be a near-perfect, seamless, family fun game system. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think it goes beyond family fun. I think that this particular version of it is a great cut with the game. I think it deserves a spot on any and every fantasy shelf. Outside of the Fluxx games in general, they haven't gone far out and changed anything, although there are some dark lords that can be encountered in the game. Otherwise, this plays as smoothly and beautifully pretty much as any other Fluxx game that you've played. This just brings that specific feel. It brings that Robert E. Howard, that J.R.R. Tolkien sensation to the Fluxx world. And it makes the game alive in that sense, in a fantasy sense, like Fluxx has never done before. It has never ventured into this particular realm. Yes, they have the Wizard of Oz. I think there's been an Alice in Wonderland as well. So they have touched on fantasy ideas and concepts, but not high fantasy. The kind, like I said, of Robert E. Howard or Tolkien level. This is their first attempt at it, and it, as far as I can tell, is an absolute win. This may be my favorite of all the Fluxx titles out yet. I've played more than a handful of them. I've enjoyed every single one of them. But just having this fantasy, having the wizards, the elves, the dwarves, the dark lords, the princesses, the magic rings, every imaginable fantasy trope outside of specific Dungeons and Dragons stuff is going to be in here, in these cards. So, again, if you're a Fluxx fan, or, come on, if you're a fantasy fan, and you're looking for something to add to your shelf, especially something that's not big, it's not going to take a lot of space on your shelf, it's not going to take a lot of space on the table, it's not a big footprint game, these are reasons why I enjoy it, and I think that you might as well. So, please, even if you're familiar with Fluxx, even if you have a few of the titles, give it a moment. Take a look and check out Fantasy Fluxx by Looney Labs, because I think there's a chance that you might be interested in it. Tabletop Takeout Tuesday. Welcome here, everyone. I'm your buddy Big Giant G, as you've heard, and I like to give you bullet points on these episodes. I do an episode of something every day of the week, 2 on Monday, and of course, a live playthroughs on Friday and Saturday nights. But on Tuesdays, this is dedicated to me telling you why I like a particular title, what it is that gets me excited knowing that it's going to be hitting that damn table. So without any further ado, my friends, why don't you join me down the table as I completely forget what I'm talking about, since this is the 8th video opening I've shot today. Alright, let's, where the hell am I? Oh. Let's do this again. Save that for the B-roll.